Okay. Yes, I'm ready to go. I'm Fizz. I think the store might actually be open till 11 now, since it's been upgraded, but I'm not completely sure about that. Not like there's really much of an impetus to sell anything at this point, because I got a decent haul on stuff earlier. I think now it's mostly going to be shaking trees and taking names and kicking ass and appreciating fat penguins. Aw, fell asleep again outside. Done it again, haven't I? No, this is so embarrassing, Squeaky. Good night, Dora. Have a good one. You are open later. Okay, cool. Come in. There's not much I need to buy here, but at least now I know if I want to try to sell stuff within a reasonable hour. Yeah, I've got 46 minutes. Oh, hey. Betty's also sleeping outside. Hey! Oh my! I can't believe I fell asleep standing up. What's wrong with me? Fizz, please don't tell anyone about this. You have to promise me, Cluckling. You're good. Your secret is safe with me. Just take a little sip of my plum Gaikakon. That's some good shit. Nothing like a nice sweet plum wine to drown your woes. What did I need to do? Right, before I forget and miss my chance, even though I have all the way till midnight, seeing as it's in the title of the stream anyway, let's go meet up with KK Slider and have him play a wonderful little song for us. I wonder which one we're gonna get. There's 3 you can only get by requesting them, but I'm gonna wait until later on for that. For now, I'm just gonna go with a random happy accident. Cool, baby. I'm always into catching new hipsters on the scene. My name's Totake. I don't know how you pronounce that. I apologize. No matter how I pronounce it, I'm probably gonna end up butchering it anyway. At some point, I'll probably try to find out. Not like it's ever gonna come up again, because it's gonna be KK from here on out. But when I'm out here playing my tunes on Saturday nights, I go by KK Slider. I'm all about the music, man. I don't need a fame or fortune. Commercialism is for squares, not my bag. Want me to jam for you? Hell yeah. Cool. If there's something you want to hear, just tell me the name of the tune and I'll jam. Talking about requests. Do you have a request? Nah, not really. You tap for tunes? No problem. Dig this one, man. KK Calypso. And then you get the nice little credit scene, which I'm just gonna let play and enjoy the music. I remember watching these credit sequences with random songs every Saturday, like, I just stay up super late, do it almost near like midnight. there were some songs that just hit really hard, you know? Like, beautiful composition. This one's chill, but definitely not my favorite. It'll be interesting to see if there's any that pop up that I really remember as being ones that I really cared about back in the day when I played through this for the first time. I do like the passage of seasons throughout the entirety of the thing too. It's goddamn good, plum wine. 2001, 2002, 19 years ago. Jeebus Christmas. Hey, thanks for listening. Let me give you the air check for KK Calypso. The air check. It's the recording, man. The music. It's a pretty cool tune. You can dig it on the box back at your pad. Later. So unfortunately, you can only get one track per Saturday. If I remember correctly too, the gyroids that you have placed around your house will start to time themselves to your music even in this one. Eventually I might get rid of this warbler. I don't know how much it would sell for, but warblers have never been my favorites. There's a whole lot of different ones you can get, but I like the beepy boop ones. There's a few croakers, I think, are another variety that I always enjoyed. You know what? I should have enough time. I'm not gonna bother turning this off and then on again, but I still have you over here. I just need to grab this bad boy. Let's go for a trip to the island. I can plant some more of the coconuts around my lovely little coast and sell some off as well. And then we can go around and shake a bunch of trees. Maybe I'll just try to catch some fish while I'm on the island too. Okay. I love that startup sound. It's nice, short, sweet, to the point. I really like the Gamecube startup sound too, I'm not gonna lie. The whole bouncy, and the three different types, depending on how many Z buttons you pressed down at once, or didn't press down. This is the default. I think a lot of people know this by now, but everybody's fucking talked about it. But, it's the regular startup sound if you don't hold anything down. If you hold it down on the first one, it's like babies laughing weirdly, and then there's a more traditional Japanese one with the wood block, not wood blocks, but it sounds like wood blocks. I forget exactly what it's called, but that's if you hold down Z on all four controllers, I think, at once. Either that or it's the first and the fourth. I don't remember exactly. It's been a while since I tried that one. Alright, we're going to the island. Yes, I'll cross. Yar, alright then. Board me diggy, you wee sea monkey. Yo ho ho, and a bottle of cucumbers. Shove off, we're bound for Hope Island, to the briny sea. Now listen to me shanty o' love and loss. You can't go wrong with me, cucumber song. Cucumber, cucumber, so green and long. They're the best ripe and raw, or with some coleslaw. Please get me 2 or 3 that I can gnaw. Yar, the youngster, you've already said this one to me, and it's still weird. Me soul onward, it sails, me belly, it wails. I'm so glum, cause me tum feels full o' snails. So full o' snails. He's got a decent variety of different verses, and sometimes they'll randomly get mixed together too. Because there's been times where I've gotten the same first verse, and then he'll say something weird, and then he'll do a completely different second verse. Hope Island ho! Well now, that were some bumpy ride, wouldn't you say? I almost lost me victuals. Now you can turn off your Game Boy Advance. I don't know what the fuck happened to his accent there. That was, I think, the most accent changes. That's a new record. In the shortest period of time. Yep. I'm gonna fly the flag of Fat Pengu. That's awesome. Yeah, boy. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm wondering if maybe the last time I came to the island and saved it to my Game Boy, and then I was like, what the hell happened? It just kind of disappeared. I wonder if maybe part of that is because I walked back over where Captain was, so it automatically saved any of the quote-unquote progress that I hadn't made. Because it hadn't been open for long enough, but... Oh, Fizz! The day just seemed to blip right by without me even noticing, Hibisky. So, what was it you wanted, Hibisky? Hey, Fizz, I want to ask you something. Have you ever seen a regal vanity? I've been looking for one for what seems like forever, but I haven't had any luck. I'm so emotionally crushed. So if you see one, you'll get it for me, right? Right, Hibisky? Sure, why not? These replenish... I don't remember. Nope. It's just the 4 and you're done. Unless you have to take all 4 before they replenish. I'm not sure how the island works too much, because I used it a little bit, but never a whole bunch, because it was mostly when I would go visit somebody who actually had a Game Link cable, because I never actually had one growing up. My cousin did. And then, I'm trying to think who else. I think I had another friend too that also had one. So every once in a while I would... I'm gonna clean this place out of its coconuts, because they're pretty pricey. Not the priciest, but pretty pricey. Pricey enough for me to care. Alright, those guys are coconuts. The rest of these are... whatchamacallits. Fossils. Ba-doom. Oh, well, I wouldn't have had enough anyway. Dang. Well, dang diddly doodle. Alright, that's fine. Let's get out of here. Yar! Oh, wait, never mind. I wanted to see if there are fish I can catch, because that guy seems pretty far away. I don't know if there's actually island fish on this one. I think some of these can be different and they can sell for a decent amount, if I remember correctly. I should look up white scallops and see how much they go for, because I think those are ones you can't really find as easily, if at all, on the main... okay. The mainland, as they say. Them kids and their hip happening lingos. Why are you swimming away? Why are you running? Why are you running? There you are. Okay, there's one. Come on, baby. Be something good. Be a good little fishy. Okay, we'll float on past it. Damn it. That didn't work. I could try to plant more cocoa nuts. I think the villager will plant some on their own if I were to leave the Game Boy going for long enough. I'm so not used to not being able to hold down the A button and then release it and start tapping immediately. I don't know why I just keep instinctually doing that. Alright, I want to catch at least one fish just to see. Oh, wait, there we go. Alright. Whoa. It was almost close enough that it would have scared him away. Gotcha! You're just a sea bass. Nope, let that motherfucker go. Alright, let me check real quick. White scallops, Animal Crossing. White scallop, 450. That's definitely worth picking up. I think what I'll do is I'll just drop you there. Because I think I can then give that to the Islander on the Game Boy Advance. Lion's paws are 40? No. No, no, no. Sand dollars are, I think, a little bit more, but still pretty. Sand dollars are like 60-ish? Yeah. I don't remember what sea basses are like. Alright, let's get that. Wintle traps are 20. No. I thought there was another white scallop, right? Okay, nothing else there worth it. Never mind, I guess not. Alright, bye Annalise. Have fun. Time to sail on home. Yep, I'm headed out. I have a charger nearby, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug it after it saves. Just so if I accidentally walk back into range of his boat, it doesn't automatically stop it from doing it. At some point, I should definitely try to get like a webcam or something to set up the, the screen on the Game Boy Advance. You had enough, laddie? Well, climb aboard. We are just two manly men on the boat, are we? Okay. Unplug you. Yo ho ho and a bottle of cod liver oil. We're off to denial, yar fizz. We just discovered YouTube is terrible at setting your notifications. I'm surprised you just noticed that. They have not been reliable with that for quite a while for me. Also, I like the little island music on the Game Boy Advance. Actually, real quick. This is a little bit easier to make out. It's such a jam, man. Especially on Game Boy Advance hardware. So good. I'm gonna turn that down though so it's not just like constantly going in the background while I'm playing the regular game. Alright, back away we go. I'm gonna plant a whole bunch of these newfangled coconuts that all the kids are talking about these days. Why do I say things like these? I feel like the Animal Crossing character sometimes, where he's like, he makes a stupid joke, and he's like, why do I keep saying stuff like that? Life on the sea suits a pirate like me. A footpad like you, lad, ain't so lucky. On briny sea swells, me heart it beats well. Through sea air, I'll float where me soul compels. Ahoy there, Moby Dick! You wanna stop rocking the boat? The sea's in me heart. I don't want it in me pants. Is it jam? I know. I don't lie about those things. Ask yourself this, me boy. What brings your heart joy? As for me, well, the sea is me own toy. I loves that toy. I wonder about some of his verses sometimes. Captain, you're a lovable little weirdo. You're definitely not a sea turtle. You're a kappa. It's just when they localized these games, especially back then, they tried to get rid of so much anything that wasn't the culture of the area they were localizing for. I'm glad they've kind of, to an extent, stopped doing that for a lot of properties now. Okay. So we still got a few before we have to worry about the, that should be enough, right? I think. Yeah. As long as it's a diggable spot right next to it. Stick there, I guess. Like how Tom Nook went from Tanuki to Raccoon? Yeah, exactly. Which are very, somewhat similar. They're technically part of the canine family, which I don't think raccoons are. But, they're called raccoon dogs, also. But yeah, there's so many different changes like that. And, like, even in, like, anime at the time, where I guess, yeah, I'd consider Pokemon an anime. There was a lot of stuff censored back when that first started airing in the US. Yu-Gi-Oh! And Digimon suffered a decent amount of the same fate. Okay, theoretically I should be able to put one... Oh, maybe not. There might not be enough space. Oh, that sucks. If there was, like, just one more little patch of dirt, I could have one like right in the middle here. That would have been perfect placement. But no, you have to steal my joy from me, game. No, stop it. No. Yeah, no. There we go. You go away. Plant you. I'm gonna zoom into my island real quick and see what the hell's going on. I can, actually, this is gonna be kind of stupid because you're not gonna actually be able to see anything, but I can pick up stuff, right? I can trade islands, no. Yes, pick up the coconut and interact with it. Oh, she ate it! And then she gave a little heart came flowing out. I think I can kind of like point to things that are nearby too. Oh yeah, she moves around. Yeah, I'll definitely have to like Sleep mode? No. I'm just gonna plug you in instead, and then I'll get back to the actual game where you can see what's going on. I thought you could make her plant stuff. Oh no, where did I put the charging cable? I just reorganized my desk to make room for the... There you are. Hello, little baby. Love how Pokemon Race Balls became jelly donuts. Yeah, I agree, that's so stupid. Like, why are you gonna lie to your viewership like that? Especially when you don't even change... you don't even change what it looks like in the actual show. It's so dumb. Anyways, back to the real game that you can actually see. Again, eventually I will definitely try to get something worked out with being able to have that, a feed of that going on right in like the little corner of the screen maybe. Like I can move the actual primary gameplay over to the left and like have a little tinier screen for the Game Boy Advance going on at the same time. I think that might be kind of fun. Venus Comb. I think I had determined sand dollars weren't worth it. There was also some other stuff that, like, sexual stuff in Pokemon that was censored too, if I remember correctly. Like, there was an episode that never made it over here. I don't remember if the entire episode was cut or if they just cut around certain segments of it. But, like, James showed up at some point with, like, a huge rack. Untitled traps are definitely not worth it. Porcelettas, I'm not sure about. Oh, you caught me off guard, fish. Why? How dare you? I hear bugs that I cannot catch, and it annoys me. Remember correctly, red snappers are worth a decent amount in this game. I'm trying to remember what fish cost. Because there's certain ones that cost way more than others. Alright. Might as well grab these. I was gonna say fill up on fish, but then I ran into this tree, so... James is the best character? Yeah, he always was really funny. Oh no, I should swap you for there. And then there. And I should also not worry about planting more orange trees, because I've got enough of those around my town, honestly. Alright. Ash was always so clueless in that show, too. Like, I can understand they wanted to have him start out clueless and, like, slowly grow and learn, but then he never grew or learned. Ever. To be fair, I also haven't watched it in a long time, so part of that could also just be what I remember of it. I also remember there being some sort of, like, big mystery secret behind some sort of Pokeball that was supposed to go somewhere and then it never did for some reason. I also should grab these. The GS ball or something like that. They were making a huge deal out of it and it was gonna have this whole plot line and then it just got dropped out of fucking nowhere. I think because like the event that was going to be surrounding it also got dropped in real life, so it didn't make any sense to have it continue to play importance in the anime for some reason, because that's how storytelling works, apparently. I don't know. I'm assuming they're only open till 11. Because they were open till 10 before. Twitch had a Pokemon marathon fairly recently, so you rewatched the first 2 seasons. Nice. I think it might be up on Netflix as well. But one thing I noticed about those is they any of the scenes that have flashing lights get super dark because they put like a filter over it to help people with epilepsy be able to watch them and not be as affected, which is I'm really appreciative that they do that, but at the same time I feel like there should be an option you can turn off if you don't have epilepsy and you want to watch it the original way. I can understand why that might be difficult to do that, but it would be nice to at least have the option. Not like it's a huge deal. And that's even with like the Porygon scene. It was like Pikachu electrocuting Porygon or something that gave a bunch of people epilepsy, so like they cut that scene in the original run of it over here in the US. And yeah, you forgot about the GS ball? Well, so did the writers of the fucking show. I guess it was just a forgettable thing. It's probably why you forgot about it though, like, cause they never fucking went anywhere with it. I got a mochi pestle? Pestle? Is it pronounced pestle or pestle? A pestle and mortar. I wanna make my own mochi. I kinda wish I could make my own mochi at home. Okay, that just kinda launched the fuck out over. There was a recipe I saw online for like hassle-free mochi ice cream. I just don't have the rice flour, the glutinous rice flour I would need to actually make the outer casing. I'm sure I could probably make some with regular rice, but I would need to really look into that and figure out how to do that, and if I even have the right rice to do that. I love me some mochi. Mochi is fucking delicious, and the texture, oh yeah. It's got that nice chew to it, like a mixture between a Starburst and a marshmallow. It doesn't taste anything like a Starburst. Slightly like a marshmallow, and that it's got that very kind of like mild, sugary. Oh yeah, and then with red bean filling, that shit is the bomb. I'm making myself hungry. You never tried mochi? You really want to? I definitely recommend it. I was actually pretty upset back when I was, the last time I was in the area to go to the Asian market where I normally get that from. I stopped in, and the place was closed. For renovations. Like, I understand you guys gotta expand and do whatever construction stuff you gotta do, but it's been months, maybe even like a year since they first closed down for renovations, and they still weren't back open, and it made me really upset because I never got a chance to actually stock up on mochi. Now I really want to try making it. I'm gonna have to Google that later when I'm done streaming. I made a banging Tom Kakai soup with leftover turkey, and we had a whole bunch of cans of coconut milk in the pantry, so I used those up. And some red curry paste that had been sitting in the fridge for a while, so I got to use that up before it potentially went bad. Oh man, it was really good. I had some of the leftover for dinner tonight. And we froze a bunch of the rest of it so it'll like stay good for a while, and we can kind of pull that out once we get bored again from being, you know, socially isolating and not really going out to get any supplies for a while. That's the safest thing you can really do right now, especially for me and my parents. I guess you'll go over here. Can I actually... No. It would be cool if you could, like, pick up the hammer and start hammering at the mochi. That'd be awesome. think it's just the rest of Acre A5. Yeah, because I did these. I don't think I did these. I might have. I think I was talking while I did it, and that's probably why I don't remember. Yeah, because I had done these, and then I had come down here, and then I went directly to my house, because I finished off that tree there. Okay. I already found the rock, too, right? But yeah, what's great about Mochi, too, is there's all sorts of... Going back to the Mochi, because apparently I haven't talked enough about food yet. There's all sorts of different fillings you can get. I really like the red bean filling, because it's got a really nice sweetness, but that kind of like semi-earthiness to it. From... I don't know if that's necessarily the... I'm getting a lot of really cool furniture from these trees. First a mochi thing, and then a mochi pestle, and then a bonsai. Hell yeah! And then obviously mochi ice cream. I've only had once, but it's exactly what it sounds like. It's the outer wrapping of the mochi, which has already got that nice chewiness and kind of marshmallowy, light, sugary rice flavor. And then just surrounded by whatever ice cream, type of ice cream you want. Usually, I've seen it with like green tea, like matcha ice cream, or things like that. Bob! You're asleep! Oh my goodness! Yawn! I fell asleep again. No matter how many times everyone reminds me not to, I keep falling asleep out here. Night, Bob. Be safe. You're lucky we live in such a nice, slow-paced, friendly town. Anywhere else, you might get hurt doing that. Alright, let's do it over here. I guess I'll plant the rest of these. And then you can have like all sorts of different sesame seeds or other things around the outside of the mochi too to add even more texture to it. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about mochi now, but I definitely recommend it, and I definitely wish I had some right now. Good thing there are no tarantulas in this town. I know, right? you would be in for a very rude awakening, that's for sure. Even I'm just glad there's no tarantulas in this town, especially because I don't even have the bug net yet. To freak out enough about the stupid bees. Can only imagine how much of like that running up the stairs just because it feels like something's behind you kind of feeling having tarantulas popping out at me would do. Alright. And then I did over here, so that's good. Let's do this. And then we'll check back in on our little islander who's over on the charger right now. Once. Oh no. Charger's on. Why did the screen turn off again? Is there some sort of sleep mode that I'm not getting here? There probably is. I'll Google that before I actually shut that off, but I'll deal with that later. Okay. So that's all good. Let's do over here. One random tree there. At least that puts my whole thing to the test of, no, it wasn't just that I got too close to the boat again, and it automatically... Oh no, well, nothing to do but accept my fate. They took a few wide berths around me before they actually attacked. Tilda, you saw nothing. Alright. Yeah, I'll do up here. Nothing there. I forget if you can get rid of those signs that are all around town with, like, the axe or anything. I did that. I think I did up there. I think I still need to do this one. I could be wrong about that, but might as well just double check. Okay. I know I'm not gonna be able to probably sell it to him until tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to catch this fishy fish. Because yeah, the Game Boy Advance does say that it'll let you put it into sleep mode, but I didn't realize it automatically does that if you haven't interacted with it for a while. There just must be a button combination that I don't know that will wake it up from that, because so far pressing like A or B or start or any of that shit hasn't actually done anything. So I'm gonna look into that after I'm done with these trees. Large bass. I think I've already gotten one of those. It's hard to tell. I've already caught a lot of fish. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've already donated you. I'll double check while I'm down there by it, but let's do this one, then I'll come back over to there. Do 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 do. So, you guys watch any good movies or anything recently? I've been playing a lot of video games, but I've been watching a lot of stuff too on like Netflix and YouTube and whatnot. One I just watched last night when I couldn't sleep was Train to Busan, which really good movie, really powerful. It's zombies, but it's done in a way that's like really emotionally engaging. And the zombies, good effects and pretty creepy for the most part. So it's got that, but it's more of like the emotional aspect of things rather than just like the horror, which I really appreciated. Emotional, societal, a lot of really good commentary in it. Let's do this. You want to watch Train to Busan? Yeah, you must have been watching streams on Twitch. Yeah, it's been a while since I've used Twitch. I've been mostly doing like YouTube, Twitter, video games, food, drinking sometimes, and Netflix. I watched that, which is right on Netflix. I don't know if you guys have that or not. Yeah, so I watched that, and then I watched the first few episodes of the new season of Altered Carbon. It's been alright so far. I haven't gotten too far into it, so it's still kind of picking up a little bit. Be interesting to see where they go with the second season, especially after I wasn't super happy with some of the twists they took in the first. But I'm curious to see where that one goes. And then, what was the other one I watched last night? It's like an anthology one, Blood Train, or something like that? Blood Bus? Bloody Bastards? I don't remember what it was. It basically, like an anthology series of like dark comedy, horror, short films. Each one's like 20 to 30 episodes. 20 to 30 minutes long, and I got through 5 out of the 6 episodes that they have. For the most part, pretty decent. I think it's from it's a Norwegian production. So it's another one of those ones that, it's got the subtitles. I think it's got dub if you really want to watch it that way, but usually I prefer subtitles myself. So you get the emotional acting of the original people, the original voices. But hey, different strokes for different folks. Some of it was kind of predictable in ways, and then others were like, oh, I kind of saw that coming, but at the same time I thought it was going to go with the lazier version of that. And others were like, oh, it's got a twist, but then the twist is actually a different twist on top of the twist. And I'm like, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. It's like, okay, yes, you subverted my expectations in one way, but with another thing that's basically almost the same thing. I don't know. Trying to be vague and not spoil things, and give my overall impressions of it. Yeah, I've been looking for other good stuff to watch to keep my mind off of shit, but I don't know, sometimes I just also get to the point where even like the stuff that's supposed to be getting my mind off of things doesn't anymore. Which I guess eventually homework will kind of be helpful for, if I can figure out how to focus on that. I don't know. We shall see. Run away, copper. Don't you block me this time! Yes, I made it. I'm not mad at you, Booker. Don't worry, I'm just here to escape from bees. Grab these few up here. It is amazing how a game can, like, literally just have you shaking trees while listening to avant-garde jazz music and somehow be compelling. I don't think there's gonna be enough for me to do to push us past midnight and hear that music, but I kind of hope there is, because it's been a while since I've heard the music that plays after 11, like any point after 11, like the early hours music. What I'll try to do at some point too is maybe tomorrow even, I can try to wake up early enough that I get some, like, pre-noon music. Like the early hours, like 9 a.m. maybe. I'm not gonna promise anything earlier than that unless I've stayed up all night beforehand. And that'll be the only reason I'm still awake. But I want to try to, like, get some of those early daylight hours, and then I also want to get, like, some of the really late night hours. Maybe do, like, 1 a.m. and on, because then I can also potentially bump into the ghost. I'm so surprised that even this one doesn't gray out things that you've already donated. Yeah, I figured. Okay. Quite a robust fellow, that. Was you, wasn't it, Fizz? Yes, I should leave show. Oh, what? Not particularly fond of fish. I'm afraid I find their stench rather off-putting. They only smell when they've been, you know, dead and rotting for a while. They do go off way quicker than a lot of other stuff, but a live fish is not gonna smell up your place as long as you're, like, keeping it alive in a tank of water. Okay. Alright, let's go here real quick. I really want my bug net. I really want it really badly. Rolled! It's the toxic penguin himself in the flesh and feathers. Hello. Fizz? Whoa, you really threw me for a loop there. I didn't even recognize you at first. That face is a little busted. Are you stung by a bee? I hate bees. Once they get in their puny minds that they want to sting you, there's no stopping them. The only thing you can do is duck into the nearest house and wait it out. Remember that next time they come after you, buddy? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was before you could even buy medicine to, like, make it go away quicker. I think the only way, literally, to get it is to, like, go to sleep and come back after a while. I don't think it's even, like, a immediate thing. I think you have to actually let a few hours pass by before it disappears. I could be wrong, though. Like I said, there's a lot I don't really remember about this game completely 100%. And some of it that my mind has kind of also mixed with other Animal Crossing games I've played, even though I haven't really played many others. I technically have City Folk, so I had picked that up for the Wii when I finally got one way after the fact. but I've never really played it that much. And the only other one that I've really played a decent amount of was New Horizons. Or not New Horizons, New Leaf. I wish New Horizons. I want that one so bad. But yeah, so I went basically straight from GameCube Animal Crossing to New Leaf for the 3DS with nothing in between. Hey Fizz, what's the matter with your face? Looks slightly more offensive than usual. Bee's got you, eh? Don't worry, I'm sure it'll be all better by morning. Go to bed early, that is, hippie. Nothing for me to do for you. Know all about you. I know what you've been doing, and I've got just one thing to say to you. Digging around in other people's bureaus and dresses and stuff. That's an awful habit, hippie. I've never done that, not once. At least not in this town. City folk wasn't very good in your opinion? Yeah, that's kind of the feeling I got from it, because I played like the first few days or so. Traded it in for store credit. It's fair enough. I picked it up because I was like, I'm curious about what it's all about, and then I started playing it. I was like, I don't know if I like it nearly as much as I did this one. And I think part of that is just the way that you're forced into one way of using the control system. It just feels... I don't know if I'd necessarily say it feels slower paced, but it definitely feels different, and not in a way that I really enjoyed as much. Especially trying to go play some of that after having played this and then jump directly to New Leaf, where they have some of the same stuff, but like they've implemented it better. Anyways, I've been falsely accused of snooping through other people's things, which I never did. And... Alright, I don't think I did these two, so what I'll do... Yeah, I'll go down to D2 and deal with that one first. This is the problem with trying to talk and have a conversation and discuss things while you're running around shaking trees that all look the same. You lose track of what you've already shaken real quickly. So I'm trying to keep it somewhat organized. There we go. By like saying, okay, I've definitely done this quadrant before. That way I kind of miss as many as I miss as many misses as I possibly can. It makes me real afraid that I've only found one bee so far, and I'm like getting pretty close to being done with this map. Okay, that's this one. So I'll go up next, and then I'll go to the right. There's a bunch of Wii games that I want to play through at some point that I just haven't gotten around to yet. Like, Super Mario Galaxy I've played a little bit of, right? Never on stream, but I kind of was playing some of it just for, like, personal escapism in the past. That's another one I just didn't like nearly as much as Super Mario Sunshine or Super Mario 64 even. Like, I can see what they were going for in a lot of ways for it. Where did this one go? There we go. But it just didn't translate well for me. And some of that is the controls, but I think a big issue of it is the platforming didn't feel nearly as responsive. as some of the older ones. Like, Mario just felt a lot more sluggish. And maybe part of that is because they tried to make everything look bigger, so you're like traversing over a more expansive area. But at the same time, like, it feels more floaty and a little bit more sluggish. He doesn't feel like he runs nearly as fast or jumps as high. And it had a bit of an identity crisis in terms of what kind of Mario game it wanted to be. And I think there's a video by Barry from the Barry that used to work on Game Grumps that I'm doing this. That he really explained things in a way that is a lot more eloquent than I could probably ever do. And I agree with a lot of what he says on that game in particular. You loved Galaxy? I don't know. It's just wasn't doing it for me. Not nearly as much as like the other ones. I don't think it's a bad game per se. I just think it's different in a way that makes it one of my lesser liked 3D Mario games. But I feel like Barry did a really good job at bringing up a lot of the criticisms that I also had with it, that in a way that makes a lot more sense and isn't as rambly. And it's probably also portrayed a lot funnier, because he's got a really good sense of humor. To be fair, I've also not watched or played through a lot of the other, like, Super Mario 3D World I've never actually played. That's another one. I've really only, out of the 3D Mario games, I've really only played 64, Sunshine, decent amount of Galaxy. I wouldn't say I've played a lot of it, but I've definitely played enough to get a feel for the different mechanics and the way they structure levels. I definitely recommend it. It's got a lot of really good, really good funny jokes, and obviously it's Barry, so the art is amazing as well. So I've done A through... Okay, so literally it's just this one, and then the top area of over here. Okay. And the well wants me to plant more trees in A1, so I guess for now I'll plant some of these last two oranges over there. Yeah, I forget what exactly the video is titled. It's like, how about that game, or something like that. How about this game, maybe? Yeah, so you're only open till 11. 7 till 11. Eventually I will replace these with better fruits here, but... Okay, Wario, there we go. And then now it's just... I've done all those, so now it's just here. Yeah, I think we're gonna run out of things to do way before we get to midnight. Yeah, so on a future stream I can definitely try to do some midnight, shenanigans. Midnight Beyond, and then Earlier Day. There's one. Nope. The damn notice sign. Dagnabbit. I think if I'm fishing, they can still get me. Yep. I do like how when he turns around after getting stung, it looks like the penguin's kind of looking around for somebody to hug. Because of the way that he... I caught a carp! Ouch! I hurt my wrist! It might be carpal tunnel! You, I still need to give to the museum, I'm pretty sure. So you're gonna stay right there. Well, actually. You are gonna stay right there, but I'm gonna move that there. Okay, what do I still need to do? We need to do this side of these trees. Which I don't think is many. I think it's just these ones. Because I did those, and then I went down there, and then, yeah, okay, so... We're basically back in my home stretch area. Probably do a little bit more fishing before I call it a night. Maybe try to see if any of the villagers who are still awake want to talk to me. Or, little kid, you had to look up carpal tunnel to understand that joke. I do kind of think that... I do feel like younger me kind of knew what carpal tunnel was, but... Or I'd heard of it before, but I never really actually knew what it was. And that got me interested enough into looking it up. And then I got super paranoid that I would develop it, even though I was like only like 9 or 10 at the time. So like I got scared every time I would go on the computer after that point. I'm like, my wrist is gonna get carpal tunnel, and I'm gonna mess up my whole life. The things we think as youths. That's a nice little bonsai. It's getting quite packed in this area, in this house, though. You know what? Maybe what I'll do. Put that there. No, I didn't mean to do that. Whatever. Barrel, go there. Keep my mochi by my couch. I do kind of like it that way. Other side of the couch, we'll have the croton. And then mop can go over here. I do think I kind of like it better in here without the warbloid. Alright, Warbloid. You're gonna get sold as soon as Nook opens up again. But that does mean I could theoretically... actually... I could potentially... display more clothing. I think I'm gonna wait on that, though. I think what I'm gonna do... do some more fishing. Try to catch some fish, and then once my inventory is full and I've donated any new fish that I've caught to the museum, I'll look into the whole sleep mode Game Boy Advance thingy for the island. And then potentially save that. And then probably call it a night. Maybe I'll do another Mr. Rossetti. I might as well. I think that's a nice way to like end the streams. With a nice little visit from Mr. Grump Pants. Teehee, I know, it's written all over your face, you get it? She found bees in the trees. Oh ho ho. So what did you get? For it wouldn't be worth the trouble. I should hope it was something better than that. I don't know what you were after, but it looks like you paid a pretty high price, Grouf. It's gotten rather dark out, yes indeed. You no longer have nothing for me to do for you. Hey Fizz, how did a snakehead like you get a barbel steed like that? Seriously, how? Really? Such injustice. A fine creature like that in such woefully uncultured hands, Grouf. I think we both can agree you clearly don't deserve it. So why don't you give me the barbel steed? I don't like your tone of voice. So normally I'd say no, but I don't give a shit about the barbel steed, and you're probably going to give me something in return for it, so I might as well chance it. Well, you don't appear to be overly attached to it. I guess you really must have caught it yourself. I will, of course, give you something in exchange. Take this peach. It's yours, Grouf. Yes! Oh, yeah. You know, this fruit doesn't even grow naturally in this town, so consider yourself lucky, Grouf. I am immediately going to plant that up by nearby Tom Nook's store. I don't remember how many trees can grow on each thing. Animal Crossing Gamecube, how many trees per acre? 12 to 14 trees per acre, except for the lake and the wishing well. Or that's how to get the perfect town, apparently. Huh. Oh, interesting. So even putting trash in the dump apparently removes your perfect rating. That's dumb as shit. This is really to get the golden axe if I wanted it. Gotta get a perfect town for a full 15 days? So basically you gotta just keep it completely de-weeded and then continue to de-weed for every 1 to 2 days for 15 days straight. Interesting. Alright, so you could probably plant upwards of 12 to 14 trees per acre. I think that's just the range that you need for the perfect. I would like to have these be over by Tom Nook's store so they're easier to sell him. That is going to start a nice little avalanche of money because That means... I didn't mean to do that. I mean, it is nice that you can, as long as you have enough space in your inventory, you can literally just pick the whole thing up and all 4 things go into your inventory. But it's kind of annoying if you do it on accident. Okay, good enough. Yeah, but I have Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 that I do want to do a playthrough of at some point. I've just been putting it off because there's so many playthroughs that I've been doing that I've been starting and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think what I'll do, I'm gonna plant it over here. Oh, you can't plant it behind here because there's not enough space. That's annoying. I really wish I could just have a row of trees like over here. Alright, for now I'll just put it here. You better not die on me. You've definitely got enough space around you. Be fine there. Do I want to... I'll leave those for now until the peaches continue to grow, then I can chop those down and replace them. Good. I'm not even going to bother chopping anything down with this axe that I pulled out. I'm just going to fish to my heart's content. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the golden axe is the only axe that will never break down over use. All the regular axes will. I don't remember if there's silver tools in this one either, or if it's just the regulars and the gold variations of them. I got more carpal tunnel. Oh shit. Got me a little crucian carp. Hey Raoul, I'm not gonna talk to you because I'm afraid you're gonna steal my fish that I need to... I mean, technically I have 2 of them, but still. I ain't chancing it. You're gonna be a sea bass, aren't you? We'll never know. Fishy, fishy, fishy! Look at the bait, please. I want you to bite so I can catch you and then keep you in my pockets until I sell you to a Tanuki business owner in the morning. Hours and hours and hours from now. Come to think of it, like, this character with all of the stuff he keeps in his pockets for like hours on a time like that must smell pretty fucking bad. Golden fishing rod, I think, helps you catch them a little bit easier, as well as goes farther. Like, they stay on the hook a little bit longer, but you can also cast out further than you can normally. Again, I don't know how much of that is true and how much of that is just false memories, or maybe I'm misremembering, like, in the newer games they implemented that. Guess we'll find out once I've managed to catch all of the fish. Which fish do you think is going to take me the longest to catch? I have a feeling it's going to be probably the coelacanth. Unless there's another one that I'm forgetting about that's harder than that. But just in terms of getting the right weather for it, and then not messing up trying to actually reel it in. Because I have a bad track record of messing up trying to reel the fish in. Let's see, too. I'm curious. Steadily running out of room in my pockets. Would be running out of room faster if I actually, you know, could reel in these fish. Yeah, I'll put that there for now. There's nothing else I need to dig up or bury tonight, so we'll do that. Now I have plenty of space. $11:35. Depending on how badly I continue to do at fishing, I might actually be able to get a little sneak peek of midnight music. I got an old shoe. Hooray. My favorite. Alright. Actually, also real quick. Since I'm just taking it easy here anyway. Animal Crossing GBA Island Sleep Mode. Is it L and R at the same time, maybe? That didn't do nothing. L and select at the same time. Weird. Such a random... Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's L and select, and supposedly it's that for basically every... Oh, what? My villager was crying for help. And I had to... I don't know, they were behind a tree yelling for help, and then they didn't do nothing. Also, my flag does not show my penguin. I don't know why. But now I know that the sleep mode thing does indeed auto turn off, and now I know how to deactivate that for any Game Boy Advance thing that uses the connectivity when it goes to sleep mode. You'd think it would be like L and R instead of like L and select. Or maybe like start and select or something. I don't know. The more you know. Now I know I can keep an eye on that every once in a while. It's such a random little addition to the game. The other thing, I always love like the weird connectivity things and like pushing of the technology that's available at the time. I know Sonic Adventure 2 Battle allows you to do very much the same thing, but with like a mini Chow Garden. So you can continue to raise your chows without having to be playing the game. And you can actually use it to send them over to like more permanent Chow Gardens that don't immediately get erased if you accidentally lose battery or like shut off the Game Boy Advance. Like in any of the Sonic games for Game Boy Advance, there's like a little Chow Garden thing that you can permanently put them to and keep them for a longer extended period of time away from the Gamecube, and then transfer them back after you've trained them up, kind of Tamagotchi style. You used to play so much on the mini Chow Garden, yeah. I always loved that. I was on, again, like with Animal Crossing, I never actually owned the proper link cable I needed for most of this stuff as a kid, so I was only able to really take advantage of it when I was either borrowing it from somebody else I knew or like over at their house and we were playing stuff together. But I always used to love getting to play with that when I had the opportunity. And I spent so much time just sticking around in the Chow Garden, raising their stats, making them go through races and stuff on the actual GameCube game too, to unlock all like the mini game stuff. And there's a lot of really good childhood memories with that game, even for as cheesy and admittedly rough it is as it is. Especially looking back on it as an adult, there's still a huge place for it in my heart. Chow in the Sonic Advanced Garden. Aw, damn it. Who always talked about world domination for some reason. Nice. I forgot to drop off the carp. What the carp, man? Was he like a devil chow, or was he just like a normal chow? Because I know, like, depending on how you treated them, you could either get like the normal chows, you get the angel chows, the devil chows, and like they would unlock their own gardens. And like there's like the shiny metallic chows and like the rainbow chows, and all sorts of like rare ones that you could only get by using the Game Boy Advance. The various eggs for them and everything, different stats. So much detail put into such a small little mini game. Especially because when it first started, it was literally like a Tamagotchi type thing for the Dreamcast VMUs. Just a normal chow. I bet he grew up to be a devil chow at some point, even if like it wasn't while you were watching him. Because world domination. I guess you could theoretically do it for noble reasons, but do the ends really justify the means? I don't know. It's the age-old debate. Oh, indeed, woohoo, a carp, I believe. Run of the mill. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-boo. Boo-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da-boo. At some point, I really want to just do also like a an old school Atari game stream where it's literally just a random grab bag of as many Atari games as I can. I don't know if I want to do it as a stream. I feel like a stream would be kind of cool, but at the same time, again, Maybe if I end up getting a webcam set up, I'm not really sure how I feel about the whole putting my own face out into the world for everybody. I don't know, I still like having some degree of privacy, as old-fashioned as that may make me. Very much the same way like Cryotic is about it. I'd just rather be a disembodied voice. But if I get a chance, I can try to set up a webcam for like, specifically for like showing off Game Boy Advance for games that can connect that to, and also for like the older games like Atari or other things like that, to be able to show off the various manuals that I have for them. Because a lot of the Atari games, the older NES games and stuff, which the NES games I don't really have any manuals for that I know of. But for a lot of the Atari games especially, the only semblance of story you get is inside of the manual. And half the time the games don't make any sense unless you have the manual to tell you what the fuck you're doing. So that would kind of be a cool little way to bring that into the mix as well while still in a live setting. It's either that or I do like an eventual recorded and edited series where I then also like capture footage of the manuals and splice that in there. Almost more of like game review style, but like still with mostly gameplay focus. I don't know. There's a lot of things I've been wanting to try to do on this channel that I just haven't had the time or motivation to. And with everything going on that has been, and especially with me hopefully graduating at the end of this semester, I'll, one, have more time to actually focus on doing them, and two, I'll actually get my ass in gear, because this whole thing has been a wake-up call of how short life can potentially be. And I really want to try to make sure I'm taking full advantage of every day going forward, you know? I don't want to let myself get back into that same old comfortable but apathetic normal. I really want to try to strive to be better than I was, and healthier than I was in a lot of ways. So, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. No one knows what the future may hold. How much does Seabass go for in this game? Oh, okay. So Animal Crossing includes 3 Game Boy Advance applications. There's the Animal Island. Yep, that's the one I have going right now. There's the Able Sisters Design Tool, which is the same tool set on the Gamecube. You can just... Oh! And you borrow the tools instead of using the store's equipment and materials, so you don't have to pay if you do it on the Game Boy Advance. And a Nintendo Entertainment System emulator. So I can emulate NES games on the Game Boy Advance once I have those. Interesting. If anything, I'd probably just play them through here so you can actually see it better, but... I'll look more into the Animal Island stuff. I'm getting sidetracked. I want to do... Animal Crossing GameCube fish list. That is the messiest fish list I've seen in a while. Why could you not just have, like, pictures of them with the names and... Fish prices. Or have it so you can look through, like, by months and stuff. Okay, sea basses are worth 120. Not bad, but not the best. Red snappers are 3,000 each. That's really good, actually. Loaches, I've caught one of those. Large char is only available by the waterfall. It's March through June, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's why I haven't seen those. And then September, November, or through November, it's 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. So that can be one of those either early morning type things that I do, or like late night, depending on how late I do the stream. I'll have to make sure to try to do that, because I definitely want to get those guys before June, if possible. They sell for 10,000 each. Goldfishes are all year, all day. I think I've caught one of those already. Cherry salmon I've caught one of. Bluegill I haven't caught, but that's 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So that's another early-ish. Brook trouts. Barred knife jaws. That's another 4 a.m., 9 a.m. thing. Or 4 p.m., 9 p.m. And they're worth 5,000 each. That's not bad. Yeah. Arapaima, I remember being... Oh, wait, maybe the, You know what? I don't... No, never mind, there it is. Yeah, ocean all year, 4 p.m. till 9 a.m. Doesn't mention anything about the, whatchamacallit? It needing to be snowing or anything. So maybe that's only for the later games. I could have swore that in every game, though, the coelacanth only show up when it's raining or snowing. And then maybe it just also needs to be around that time period as well on top of that. Come on, just turn slightly to the right, fishy. Slightly to the right, fishy. Fishy, 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 come on! It's right next to... There we go. Fuck. Damn it! Could probably put another nice palm tree, like, right here, too. I should have done that to begin with. We have two nice little ones right by each other. Being all nice and happy together. Also, if there's anything else you'd like me to attempt to draw or design, either comment it now or leave a comment below on any of my Animal Crossing videos. Now, in the future, or whatever, and I will do my best with my limited art abilities to try to draw stuff. I don't guarantee any of it's gonna look like it's supposed to, or even come out very good. But I will try my damnedest. Fishy, fishy, fishy. So, not gonna lie, Animal Crossing, the original one that I'm currently playing, the fishing, has not aged quite as well as I would have suspected it would. I don't necessarily dislike it. I just feel like, one, it's a little unnecessarily difficult. And 2, it has a very odd... I talked about this the first time after I got the fishing pole, but I'll mention it again here now. It's got a very odd lack of auditory feedback. Like, there's the initial sploosh, and when you pull it out, there's a sploosh, and when, like, you actually start reeling in the fish, there's the feedback you would expect. But there's no noise whatsoever as the fish nibbles on it, which really throws me off. And I feel like that definitely made it so much easier and more accessible in the later games. Along with, they potentially maybe also made the timing a little bit more forgiving. But, I really like the fishing in New Leaf. I really like the fishing in Stardew Valley, even though that's completely different in terms of gameplay than it is in here. Like, I like the idea that they went with of trying to keep the bar within a certain area, like over the fish. Basically, a certain area over the fish in order to fill up the catch meter. And also the fact that as you continue to fish and get better at it, the bar itself gets bigger, which makes it easier. You can get different lures that make it sink faster, things like that. It adds more customizability and makes it more of a minigame than just repeatedly tapping A once the thing finally goes underwater. Which is relaxing in its own way, it's just different. It's not so much of an emphasis on fun as it is like that, just kind of nice, relaxing, wait till it bites and then tap to reel. Gives it a little bit more of that, the kind of adrenaline rush when you finally do manage to get the fish on the hook, though. It'll be interesting to see how my perspective on the fishing in this game also changes as I continue to play it. You really like the fishing in Stardew Valley too? Yeah. I feel like they did a really good job at making it very compelling, a fun minigame in of itself, and just like, it makes so much logical sense too. Some of the legendary fish in that game made you want to cry, though. That is definitely fair enough. I haven't even attempted some of those legendary fish. I can imagine they could be very difficult, though. Another game, Red Dead Redemption 2, had pretty compelling fishing. I did enjoy the fishing in that a lot. And then the other one that I was actually surprised... It's not very difficult at all. So it becomes almost more of like a button mashing type sort of thing. Kind of like in this, just with randomized buttons. Yakuza 0. I feel like they had surprisingly compelling fishing, and just surprisingly compelling minigames in general, on top of the really solid combat gameplay that allows you to switch up all the different styles on the fly. Fly, like in fly fishing. Ho 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 ho. But yeah, definitely enjoyed Yakuza 0. And I had heard of the Yakuza games before that. I'd just never gotten around to actually trying any of them. And then I ended up picking it up on like a Black Friday sale for PS4. And I was blown away by how much I enjoyed it. Both in terms of like storyline, comedy, really compelling minigames. The bowling's pretty good. It's definitely different than a lot of the other types of like video game bowlings I've done, but the physics seems more realistic in Yakuza 0 for sure. The batting cage thing was pretty fun to do. Fucking difficult, especially like in terms of having to get like a perfect score and shit, but definitely fun with different difficulty levels and stuff. Wanted to play Yakuza 0 for a while, but haven't gotten the chance to pick it up yet. I would offer to borrow it to you if the whole social distancing thing wasn't going on. Do you have a PS4? I forget. Because if you do, at some point, I am more than willing to, once this whole thing blows over, let you borrow it if you want to check it out. If you haven't picked it up by then. Watched a good chunk of it and need to see what happens in the story. Oh yeah, it's so good. I'm really glad I went into it completely blind too, because there's so many twists and turns, and I was just like, since I've been fighting through it, I felt so invested in all of the outcomes. Eventually I want to try, it really made me want to try some of the other Yakuza games. You have PS4? Okay, cool. I definitely want to try other games in the Yakuza series now because of it. And I also picked up another game by, I think, the same developers called Judgment. Also for PS4. That is supposed, from the description and the sort of genre of source material and all that kind of stuff, it seems kind of similar in terms of storyline material and things, gameplay, being able to like switch through multiple fighting styles on the fly. It seems pretty similar to the Yakuza series. So I definitely want to check that out at some point. I'll probably do that as a game I play through on here at some point. I do like how you can pull up the pole before they've actually gotten onto it, and they just swim slightly away instead of getting completely scared off, and it gives you that chance to try to rehook them. I caught a crawfish! Check out those pinchers! Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely want to play through Judgment at some point, too. I definitely need to finish some other playthroughs I've been doing, though. I've made an exception for Animal Crossing because I've really needed something just laid back, relaxing, get my mind off of things type of game. And a lot of the other games that I have don't quite have that same vibe, you know? But like, I still need to finish Death Stranding, which I definitely will do at some point. And I also gotta do... I got another crawfish! I definitely gotta restart, not restart, but start playing Tales of the Abyss again. Because I still want to see where that story goes, and I still need to get that back to you at some point. It's been so long since I played that. I think the last time I had played that, we had just gotten to the snowy place. Snowy town. I don't know how close I am to the end of that game. That, Ocarina of Time, I still need to finish up. Man, I've just been dropping Let's Plays like fucking flies. Clawfish. This diminutive fellow is a relative of the lobster. Its pinch is a small but distressingly powerful what? Indeed, it delights in a little pinchy, eh what? Who doesn't like a little pinchy? We'll take pains to ensure our mutual safety. I don't think so. I already gave you a loach, I already gave you that, I already gave you a carp, I already gave you that and that. Gyroids do not have an area in the museum, even though I've always thought that they should have like their own, either a section in the art museum part, or maybe their own little area. I don't know, I feel like it would be really cool to be able to like have a museum area like that where every time you donate one, it basically adds to a chorus of a song that they're all singing together, you know? I think it's like such a lost opportunity. Yes, you think I was close to meeting an NPC that you really like in that game? Alright, I'll have to do a few tests, like test runs with stuff to figure out some settings again real quick for it. But maybe over the next... Maybe one of the next ones I do, I'll figure out how to get that properly set up again. Make sure we're all good to go with it. And then I can mix that in with some of the Animal Crossing streams over the next few days or weeks or whatever. Because I really want to finish that. It'll be interesting to see how quickly I get my bearings again in that game, both in terms of storylines, like what the hell's going on, who are all these characters again. I feel like I'll remember most of them. Like I still have a pretty good sense of who they were and what they were all about. But I don't remember what our main quest objective was at this point. And I'm curious to see how badly I do at the combat, especially since I was an idiot and I put it on hard to begin with, and now I'm too stubborn to drop it down to an easier difficulty level, even though there's no reason for me to play the first playthrough on hard from everything I've seen online. So, just making it more difficult for myself. Alright, it's technically Sunday now, because it's after midnight. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. Oh. I think for the waterfall fish thing, it was 4 a.m. till 9 a.m. So I'm not gonna spend that much time just dicking around fishing to try to catch it. But I did say I was going to try to fill up my entire inventory space. I'm only 2 away from that. Oh, damn it! See, that's why you need the auditory cues. Because you can barely see it sometimes, especially when it goes behind trees or things like that. You can't see when it goes underwater. There we go. For a stupid little loach. I don't think the loaches were really worth much, were they? So I could look up how much the fruits from other towns sell for, but I kind of want it to be a surprise once the peaches finally grow in. Unlike the fish that I've been spoiling for myself in terms of in terms of how much they sell for. Because with the fish too, there's a little bit more of a strategy with making sure you're playing during the right seasons, at the right times during those seasons. Alright. A dace. Alright, fish. Daces are worth 200. Loaches are 120. 300. Huh. It's actually not as bad as I thought. Okay. I mean, I'm technically full up on fish, so I should probably head back to my house, do the little save thing, and oh baby, there we go. Barble steeds. Thought those were in the 1,000. No, those are 200 as well. Get out of here. I guess I probably should have done some quests for the villagers before my inventory was full, but... Alright, what I'm gonna do... I'm gonna go talk to Mr. Copper, see if he has any information on stuff that's potentially gonna be going down. At some point I really want to try playing through Final Fantasy VII as well, but I've basically made a deal with myself that until I finish Tales of the Abyss, I'm not allowed to touch or start any other JRPGs for the channel. Or any, like, long RPGs like that. Otherwise, I'll just never end up going back to it and finishing it, and I really want to. So my problem with a lot of those RPGs is I just don't have the time. At least I never used to. I did as a kid, and then I never actually had them. And then as an adult, when I actually finally have all of the hardware needed and the money to buy the games, I just don't have the time. It's just the tragedy of life. The, not paradox. It's not a paradox. It's, oxymoron. That's not it either. They're similar to what I'm trying to say, but I don't remember what the actual word is. Copper, don't worry about me. I'm not on drugs. I'm just walking around in circles in front of you. Crawfish, how much... You still need to finish Final Fantasy VII? You got killed right before a save point last week and it killed your motivation. I hate when that happens. I replayed the Final Fantasy VII demo the other night before I deleted it. Because I wanted to play it at least once more to kind of get a refresher on exactly what it was all about again. And yeah, I don't mind the new setup for battles. Crawfish is 250, so yes, I will get rid of Crucian Carp. 120? Yeah. Bye-bye, even though you don't live in fresh... Actually, you do live in fresh water, you just usually don't live in ponds. So that fish is probably gonna die, even though I put him back in the water. But yeah, it made me really want to check out the original, because I've never actually played through Final Fantasy VII. I always wanted to as a kid, and I remember going to Sears with my parents every once in a while, and like playing the demo and being blown away by the graphics at the time, because I only had a Super Nintendo at that point. I didn't even have an N64 yet. And I really wanted one, but I never got a PlayStation because I ended up getting the N64 instead, since they had already got me a Nintendo, and they just kind of kept going with Nintendo products from that point on. I feel like you're the only person who doesn't like the new battle system in the remake. I mean, I can definitely see why you wouldn't. I just don't mind it as much myself. I do prefer, like, I don't know. I think my favorite type of battle system for RPGs is still the turn-based, but the type of turn-based where you still have input going on at the same time. Like, Chrono Trigger is a great example of that, in terms of how they handle time passing and having to be strategic because of the way it passes. The active battle system in Final Fantasy X I enjoyed. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars is another one of my favorites. Especially because of the different mini-games with the different special attacks and things like that. I like having more input to it than just, like, choose this option, choose this option, choose this option, and then watch them fight. Which I enjoy as well. Like, Pokemon I still love. A lot of the other Final Fantasies that really did that, where it was just the straight-up time-based battle systems, like turn-based to the nth degree. But, I don't know, for a remake, especially, when they're trying to bring more modern-day sensibilities into the whole package of the game, I can definitely see why they went with the battle system they did, and I do like the action-oriented style and feel that it gives the game. It definitely feels different than the original, from what little I've played of the original, and I can definitely see why you wouldn't like it. I just don't mind it myself too much. And I do also like how it slows down time when you go to, like, choose the different moves. How you can switch between what character you're choosing, what you're currently playing as on the fly, or just give different orders to the characters fighting with you. But it definitely does kind of make it feel a lot more fluid to me, and a lot more, like, cinematic in a lot of ways. Like, especially that whole boss battle in the demo with the giant robot that's constantly like jumping all over the place inside of the reactor. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't played the demo yet. It's a demo. I don't consider those spoilers. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But and how you can also change some of those outcomes based on, like, what different areas of the boss you're actually targeting. So, like, you can, like, disable the legs and things like that by actually targeting just those specifically, and I don't know. I like the whole idea of having to think on my feet. I think it gives me a little bit of an adrenaline rush. And it definitely makes it feel less like a traditional RPG, but it adds a nice level of not stress necessarily or anxiety, but like a nice level, for myself at least, a nice level of that you've got to press the right things at the right time in order to fight back. And I also did try it I tried it the first time I played it with the default, which is the brand new battle system, and then I tried it with the classic. And the classic, I didn't really see too much of a difference. Aside from, it definitely made it easier. The enemies died a lot quicker. I think it technically makes it block automatically for you, and I didn't notice it making me dodge or anything. It didn't seem like it made me block either, but maybe I was just paying too much attention to the actual, like, sword fighting inputs I was doing. But I didn't really see much of a change between the two, aside from the battles being way, way easier and the enemies being pushovers. So if I were to pick up the game, I'd probably play it through on the default setting, just to give it a little bit of extra challenge. And I don't know, I like to give games a chance for what they are, and then reserve my judgment also till I've played through at least a decent chunk of them. Like, I feel like the demo definitely gave me enough of that to kind of be like, yeah, I can wrap my head around the system and everything. And I don't know. Who knows? In any case, it is time to... I think if I restarted there, it wouldn't summon Rossetti, so... It took you so long. I was literally just here, Raoul. Don't gaslight me. It's 12:20 already? Jesus Christ. How did it get that late? Alright. We are doing one last Mr. Rossetti visit, and then I should probably call it there. But thanks for hanging out. It's been fun just getting a chance to hang out and chat and relax for a little bit. Hey, I've got mail! From the HRA. They dropped my layout points. I did move some stuff around and whatnot, but whatever. Alright, and oh yeah, it's the other thing I need to do. So we'll do the Mr. Rossetti, and then I'll go visit the island, I guess, to save my island thing from the Game Boy back onto... I don't know what progress it's really made, but I definitely need to look more into that too. You've been enjoying these Animal Crossing streams? I'm glad. Yeah, me too. It's been a nice little vacation, like mini vacations from real life for a while. And it's nice to also be able to play a game where there's not as much focus and emphasis on gameplay as much as just being able to kind of like dick around for a while and actually have conversations about random things that come into mind when you're in that mindset of not quite meditation, but like almost more of like a subconscious conversational type of situation, if that makes any sense. There's just more things that randomly will come into my brain when I'm in that kind of relaxed setting than when I'm like super focused on making sure I don't die or manage to kill something in a game, you know? Hey, you! Hold up a minute! Who? You! You! Don't pretend you don't know who I'm talking to, Fizz. You ain't fooling nobody. Get your tail over here. No, I don't think I will. Hey! Hey! Where do you think you're going, you little twerp? I said get over here! You're a real piece of work, you know that? You think I was Blathers the mayor or something? When I call you, I expect you to move. And I mean move! What was that? That look you just gave me. What, may I ask, was that? Are you testing me? You don't want to do that. I'm warning you. You'll rue the day you moved here. And don't give me that crybaby what did I do look either. It ain't gonna fly. Not with this mole. Your cat wants a midnight snack, jumping on your furniture and meowing. Oh man, mine have been driving me crazy lately, especially because I haven't been able to leave the house in quite a while. And they just, they are such little pests. Especially Kuro. He just meows, and he's got this high-pitched meow, and he just meows constantly until you finally either pay attention to him and give him what he wants, or it just drives you insane. Reset, reset, reset. You just had to do it again, didn't you? After all the kindness I've been showing you, you go and stab me in the back. What would your mother say? Resetti, calm down. I'm just trying to give you some job security here, okay? I heard that in the newer game, you got laid off and you needed some work. So I'm making sure that stays, you stay relevant. Hey, you were gonna go and do it again, weren't you? Just now, your finger was creeping over to reset. No, it wasn't. Stop! Just give it a rest, will you? That's not gonna help you out of this jam. I'll just keep coming back. And stop wiggling around like you gotta go potty. You're driving me nuts. Just stand there and listen. I'm wasting my breath here, ain't I? I mean, look at you. You just don't listen. Is there something about this you maybe don't understand? Or is it just that you don't care at all? Is that it? Listen, Fizz. I could stop and leave it to how to play. But where would that get us? Nowhere. How about playing a fantasy without any epic battles? No fighting against the odds to save some magical realm. Wouldn't it be nice to just lay down your sword, pick a few pretty daisies, and just be nice? See my point? That ain't life, and this ain't a fantasy. I'm just asking that you enjoy life here and all of its... Hey. Look at me when I'm talking to you. You had to reset in the first place. You wouldn't be here getting your tail chewed off. Okay, you ain't got a tail, but it's still your own fault. Coming out here's no picnic for me either. It really wears a mole out. You think I'm joking? Look at that tunnel, will ya? I have to dig one of those each and every time you reset. I'm only one mole. So how about you and I stop wasting each other's time? What do you say? No more resetting. All right? You got an understanding? What do I gotta do to get it through your thick skull? Don't you ever listen to what I'm telling you here? Be honest. You want to get this over with and get back to the game now, don't you? Am I right? So how about you and I stop wasting each other's time? What do you say? No more resetting, alright? We got an understanding? Sure, fine, whatever. Well, alright then. As long as we're square, I'm satisfied. But this is the last time. So help me. If I gotta do this just one more time, there's gonna be bad trouble. Put that thing back where you got it, or so help me. Oh, and before I forget, there's one last thing. Your hair. Wash it. We clear? Now. Scram! Sure, duly noted. I will totally not listen to a single thing you just told me. Alright. Yep, this is that one. Throw that away. Alright, bring this back around. Disable sleep mode. Why do you need help? Eat this little coconut. Okay. Good. I guess we'll plug this back in. Do 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 do. Okay, enough of that. We'll go back to this music now. Head on back to the island real quick to save, I guess, whatever progress you've made on my Game Boy while I haven't been looking at you. And then I'll save for real and call it a stream. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'm glad we picked up a bunch of cat food too before we started self-isolating, because I'm not sure how reliable Amazon's gonna be with delivering stuff, especially since they have to prioritize some of the other whatchamacallit, the more essential supplies and things, and I would think pet food would be pretty essential, but even with that, like, workers getting sick and striking and stuff, there's no guarantee that it's gonna get there quickly. So I made sure to grab a huge bag of emergency cat food just to be safe. I don't want my little kitties starving to death. Fuck that. They needs food just as much as we do. Yeah, I will cross. Transmitting data. Do not turn your Game Boy Advance off. Alright then, climb aboard me dinghy, boy. Righty now. Off to the island in your Game Boy Advance. To Hope Island. To the Briny Sea. Now clean out your ears and listen to me, Shanty. Oh love, ye wee wriggler. Get a double capping song in this stream. This sweet young lass, you full of spunk and sass. Lordy, she tells me I got no class. I ain't no crummy creep who lives in trash heaps. I'm just one old sea hun who needs some sleep. Sea hun? Yar me little stinkbot. Do you smell something off? Me soul onward it sails, me belly it what ails. I'm so glum, cause me tum feels so full of snails. Feels full of snails. Yar. I never knew you liked escargot. I've had escargot before, and I didn't hate it nearly as much as I thought I would initially. It really depends on where you get it from and how it's cooked, though. Alright, Game Boy Advance, time to turn you off. So Penguin's still there, why is it not show up on the Game Boy Advance? That's annoying. Or maybe the pixels are just so small that it should show up, but it doesn't. Oh, Fizz, it's you, alright? You know, I had a feeling you'd be crossing over to the island to visit me. So I didn't even take off my makeup. I just decided to stay up, Hibisky. So, what was it you wanted, Hibisky? Well, hey, check you out. What have you got there? Yeah, that. What is that? Can I see that? Wow, awesome. A Warbloid, huh? That's so snazzy. So, Fizz, I'm dying to have that. Can you maybe give it to me for, like, say, 930 bells? Sure, why not? Wow, really? No kidding? I guess it is always worth asking, huh? Mom was right. I don't know if I just lost money on that deal, but hopefully she'll use it to decorate her house and it'll be worth it anyway. Let's see. Here's 930 bells. Thanks, Hibisky. So you're up late too. Interesting, Hibisky. Do you want to ask me something? You should never forget that this is a tropical island. The sun is really strong here, Hibisky. Without sunscreen or an umbrella, you'd be lucky to last 5 minutes here without getting sunburned to a crisp. Not that it matters to me. I would look beautiful, pale, bronze, crispy, or whatever. That's just how hot I am. Okay, vain much? Alright. Bored, let's talk one last time before I head out. I also forgot about the sunburn mechanic being in this game. If you spend enough time on the island while it's actually daylight out, you will eventually get tanner and just more and more tan. I completely forgot about that. I don't know if you'll ever actually get to the point where you burn, like you become red and get sunburn itself, but you will get progressively darker skin from being out in the sun on the island for long enough. Hey Fizz, will you sign my island guest book? It's okay if you're not, you know, into it at all. Sure, why not? Oh, really? Neat. Well, just don't, like, write anything completely dumb, Hibisky. So you don't want me to write anything completely dumb. There we go. I promise I'll read it later. Thanks so much. Mwahahaha. I have become the very thing you swore to destroy. Okay, that's enough. Oh, wait, no. There's a fishy. Stop, shut up. Alright, here we go. This stream went on way longer than I expected it to. Oh, come on! I started tapping immediately after it sank that time. That's bullshit. Whatever. I'm disillusioned now. I'm getting out of here. Oh, thank you. You had enough, laddie? Well, then climb aboard. Alright, let's go save and call it a night. I've heard me share of uncanny affair, and I too pulled a few pranks on a dare. But I got hopes and dreams of swamps and sweet streams. Life at sea, yar it be, the life supreme. Yar, cheer up lad, nice kid like yourself. You ought to be fighting the ladies off with sticks. While I do love me cukes, they sure curl me flukes. What? But now please, zucchinis, give me the spooks. Give me the spooks. Zucchini spooks. This is the worst kind of spooks. Apparently they spook kitties too. Though cucumbers also spook cats. It's because they think it looks like a snake maybe. And also partially just because they turn around and there's something there that wasn't there before, and they're cautious things, so... Okay, yep, you always say the same thing, less like a seasick clam and more like a man. Even though I've never been seasick on that boat before. So I don't know what you're on about. Alright, technically... I do like how calm the midnight music is in this game. Alright, come on, fishy. One more for the inventory. Bullshit. Okay, whatever. I've donated everything I can. The sea fish just don't seem to like me, so I'm done for the day. Gonna be a loach. I've been wanting to get a cucumber for that purpose, and also for salads. Oh yeah, small bass. I donated one of those too, right? Since I'm right by the museum, I might as well just double check. Yeah, I've never done it myself, I've just seen the videos on YouTube of it. And the cats go like flying into the air because they're like, what the hell is that thing? How did it sneak up on me without me hearing it? Oh, I should have checked What's-Her-Face's house before I left to see if she put the gyroid in there. Alright, easiest way to do this. Yeah. I really want to make zucchini bread myself. Crawfish. There's the big old bass. Loach. Big bass. You'd think if I did donate a small bass, it would be in there, right? And I don't see it in there, so maybe I do need to donate that. Okay, you have them. Oh, good. Excellent. Nice, nice, nice. I didn't mean to hit that. I've already donated all of you. Sea basses. Carps. Crucian carps. Just double check on the sea bass. I'm pretty sure I did though. Yeah, I did. Okay. Love zucchini bread. Yeah. It's really, really good. Like it with or without walnuts? Because I'm kind of... I don't know. It depends for me. I like... Usually... If I do add walnuts to mine, I'll toast them up so they get a little bit more of that, like, toasty flavor to them and that crunch instead of just being, like, raw walnuts inside of the bread. And also, every once in a while, I'll add, like, chocolate chips or something. I feel like the chocolate stays relatively melty and gives it a nice little burst of sweetness every once in a while, even while the bread itself is already kind of sweet. Like, the chocolate goes nice with the flavors, which is so weird, because you wouldn't think chocolate and vegetables would go together, you know? Or make such a delicious bread in general. I also want to make banana bread, because we have some overripe bananas that we threw in the freezer. Never had it with walnuts? Yeah, every once in a while we'll make it with and without. Wait a minute. What are you doing over by my house, lady? Oh my, another one of those nocturnal types. You do like walnuts in general, though? I'm kind of picky with walnuts. I don't like them by themselves because I feel like they have a little bit too much of an aftertaste. I feel like toasting them definitely helps get rid of that aftertaste, though. But like just raw walnuts are like... I guess they're still not raw. They're technically cooked inside the shell or something, maybe. I don't know. I think raw walnuts have more of a aftertaste than like when you've toasted them up. I think pecans are probably up there with some of my favorite to eat. He probably wants you to make banana bread. It's a really good snack, and you can justify it as being healthy for you because it's got bananas in it. She doesn't want to criticize my lifestyle, but if I overdo it, I'll have a rough morning. Joke's on you, Cashmere. I'm gonna have a rough morning either way. That's just life. What's going on? How's your life going? Is your room becoming more fashionably decorated? Oh, yeah. I'm making progress on it. Oh, you don't say. That's marvelous. Keep up the good work, Graf. And... last check. Nope. Okay. Nothing to do. Alright, Cashmere. I'll catch you later. Bananas and tons of sugar. Oh yeah, it's the best way to make it. Bananas, sometimes I'll add, I usually like to add brown sugar to mine, or sometimes a little bit of maple syrup even, to give it like a little bit of extra flavor along with the sweetness. Walnuts are good every once in a while when they're toasted. I've never really tried pecans, but I feel like those would probably work well too. I think what's the other thing too? Sometimes I know my sister adds like yogurt to the batter to give it a little bit of extra tang, as well as to keep it nice and moist when it cooks, so it doesn't dry out too much. And if you do it right, you get that nice... Yeah, I have to have like enough sugar in there without being too much sugar, but you want that nice like almost crispy, sugary crust around the outside, and then the inside to be nice and moist. And I'm hungry. I'm gonna have to go grab some food or something to snack on after this. Which, speaking of, we have reached the end of the stream, unfortunately. You should try maple syrup. It's definitely good. I definitely like using it. And sometimes, like, you can also sprinkle a little bit of the brown sugar on top right before you bake it, so as it bakes, you get that little bit of almost like, not quite a crumb topping, like with crumb cakes or like coffee cakes, but it's that same kind of idea, basically. And cinnamon works well, too. Love adding walnuts, but your dad and brother don't like them. Yeah. My mom is kind of so-so with them. My dad likes them in a lot of stuff. Really depends on what I'm making, too. Like, certain things they're good in, and then other things they just kind of ruin the texture in some ways. Or like the balance of textures. And then again, too, like, they definitely have, I think, a stronger flavor than a lot of other types of nuts, like pecans and almonds. I really like hazelnuts, too, but I usually don't add those to, like, much stuff. They go well with chocolate, but in breads and stuff, I've never really tried. Macadamia nuts are another great one, but they're pricey as anything. But anyways, ending this lovely, relaxed stream of Animal Crossing with various food tips and talking about different types of tree nuts. I like cashews too, but they're not technically they're not a legume either, they're a seed that grows weirdly out of the top of a fruit, and then they have to pick it, and then they have to cook it. Otherwise it's got poison in it, I think. Like, it's technically got, like, you have to cook it, otherwise it can make you sick. Unlike some other ones where you can just eat them straight up raw. But even then, like, almonds technically have cyanide in it, or something that will create cyanide if you eat too many of them. I mean, if you eat any of them, it'll create it in your system as your body processes it. But if you eat too many, which is like an absurd amount, you can actually get cyanide poisoning. But again, it's like multiple pounds, if not tons, of almonds, as far as I remember. In any case, that's besides the point. I just don't want to end the stream, I guess. But I should probably go. It's kind of warm in my room. I'd love to open my window and not have to worry about noisy cars and stuff, but it definitely has been a lot quieter lately. Go figure.
Nintendo.
Yeah, Monday I technically start up my first week back at school as online classes, but my first class itself isn't until Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday, I believe. So I still have, I guess, technically later today and Monday before I really have to worry about that. You need to give your cat snacks, so calm down and find a snack for yourself. Sounds like a good plan. I have a feeling I'm gonna leave my room. I'm just gonna be bombarded with meows myself. Oh, why haven't you come and fed us in forever? Even though it's only really been like an hour, if that. They're such drama queens sometimes. But they're adorable, and they are very helpful in de-stressing. So, I'm glad we have them. But yeah, good luck finding yourself something yummy to eat that doesn't take too much effort, hopefully. And I'm about to go do the same thing myself. And I will try to potentially, depending on when I wake up, do an earlier Animal Crossing stream later today. And if not, I will probably try to do like a late night Animal Crossing stream or something, maybe. And I need to get on testing out the PlayStation 2 to see if I can get that set up properly again. And I'll try to do a Tales stream, which I will definitely tweet out on my Twitter over at FizzleXmut or Fizzle Plays. What is my Twitter? I think I just have it as Fizzle Plays.
Nintendo.
Yeah, Fizzle Plays at FizzleXmut. So, if you're not already following me, anybody who's watching this later after the fact, go follow me there. You'll get constant updates of various things about my life and if I'm streaming or other random musings of my mind. That's enough shilling for myself. I'm out of here so this music can stop being on loop. Thank you for joining me. It's been fun hanging out and just being in a different world that's not this one. The wonderful town of Denial, or village, I guess, technically. I'm gonna stop talking now. I'll catch you soon. Have a great night. Have a good snack. Pet your cat for me. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye!
Nintendo.
Yup.